Welcome back to the Pineywoodshomestead, y'all. I figured it was time we fry up some chicken. It's Sunday, and a good Sunday dinner down here in the South is fried chicken. And we're gonna fry up a golden fryer. I thought we'd bring you along, showing you how we cook it up and do a little taste test. And then a little bit later this evening, we've got a deer shoulder roast in the oven at about 220 degrees with some Mexican spices on it. We're gonna pull that, shred it, and make homemade tacos. So we'll bring you along for both of those, y'all. A little something different here, a little cooking today. And we'll show you a meal or a couple of meals that we create off of food that we have grown and raised right here on the homestead. Guys, hit the thumbs up for us, and if you've subscribed to the channel, we appreciate you. And if you hadn't, we hope you will. Thanks for sticking around, y'all. Let's get to frying some chicken. We're going to do the frying on the outdoor cooker today just because it keeps from heating the house up, and any smells you have from frying anything stay outside. I like to use cast iron, and I've already got my grease in here heating up. And what I like to do, if you want to use a thermometer, you can to get it up to about 350, or you can just take a wooden skewer, and when the oil is ready, and I don't know if it is yet, but you can stick it in here with the tip down, and you'll start to see it frying that wood. And it's not there yet, so it's going to take just a few more minutes, and once it starts bubbling on that wood, we know that we can fry. But while we're waiting on that, we'll go ahead and get our chicken together. I've got some seasoned flour that I've already put in here, all-purpose flour, probably just a cup or so, and probably a half a cup of cornstarch. I like to add that in there because it kind of crisps things up a little bit better. Then just some kosher salt, some fresh cracked pepper, a little cayenne, a little garlic, a little onion. And my chicken here, you know, we cut those up when we processed after they had tenderized for 24 hours. And they've been soaking in some buttermilk and some seasonings. Just salt and pepper, y'all. But I'll take all this chicken, and it should all fit in this bag, no problem. And y'all, the buttermilk, and it's homemade buttermilk, it's not straight out the carton. It's just milk and apple cider vinegar. And it acts like buttermilk. It helps break down any of that muscle that might be a little bit firm. Makes it more tender. And this is already going to be tender, I can tell you. And after you get it in that bag, just seal it up, push a little bit of the air out, and give it some shakes, because we want to get it all coated. And that milk mixture, that's going to help this seasoning flour to just adhere to every bit of that chicken. Oh, shake and bake. Shake and fry. Y'all used to watch this old guy when I was a kid. He was old, down in Louisiana, cooking. Justy Wilson. Used to love to watch him. I think he drank as much wine as he did cook. He'd say just a little more wine, just a little bit more wine, all the time. But he was fun to watch, and I think that's where I kind of probably got some enjoyment about cooking, was watching him, plus watching my mama cook and my granny's cook. I probably spent more time in the kitchen with the women cooking than any of my siblings did. Probably even my sister. I just enjoyed it. So I love to cook, y'all. Let's check on the fire and see if it's getting hot enough. Almost there, starting to bubble on the tip. You want it to bubble all the way up as far as it's going into the oil, and you'll know you're hot enough to start frying. I believe we're ready for old test fry. So we'll grab out a wing, shake off any excess. Oh yeah. Now we're ready to cook. I always drop it in there kind of away from me so that you don't burn yourself. I believe we'll go for one more piece here. We'll have to cook this up in 2 batches. This is a whole chicken, y'all. And granted, it's only carcass weight about 1.5 pounds or 1.75 pounds. So this is going to cook quicker than the Rangers or your Cornish cross. It's just going to cook quicker because it's smaller. Get over here and show them it's cooking. Alright, I'm going to set the camera up and just see how long it takes to fry up this chicken, because I claimed that you can fry it up in half the time, and y'all, I believe you'll be able to. So I'll set it up, we'll see how long it takes. Y'all scratch that idea of just setting up the camera and watching chicken fry. You'd probably get a little bit bored with that. But y'all's cooking up pretty quick. I'll let you know how long it takes to fry this up. I'm guessing probably about 12 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes. Because normally, if I'm cooking fried chicken from the Rangers, it'd take me about 20 minutes just to cook it up, sometimes 25. And y'all, we don't fry chicken all the time, but we do like it. It's good to have variety. You know, we raise so much chicken out here and so much pork, you gotta find different ways to use it. So it's just one of those ways. Grew up eating fried chicken, probably my favorite. Then you got barbecued, love that too, and baked, grilled, chicken pastry, all kinds of stuff, y'all. But fried chicken today, so thanks for stopping in and watching us fry up a little bit of chicken, y'all. Y'all, that's what you're looking for when you flip that chicken over, for that nice golden, crispy crust. That's what makes fried chicken so good, y'all. But this is cooking up quick. I flipped it after about 5 minutes, so going up a little bit quicker than I probably thought it would. It's gonna be good. Y'all, a little trick I use to make sure that my temperature's good. I use one of these digital thermometers. When I pull the chicken out, just put it in there, and it tells you on here 165 for poultry. I always go a little bit more than that. I like it done all the way good to the bone. And so this chicken I pulled out is about 180, but y'all, still gonna be plenty juicy because of the brine that we did on it for a couple of hours, and the fact that it's just young and tender chicken. So we'll finish frying this up, and we'll put a plate together and show you what it looks like and give you our opinion on the taste. All right, y'all, so Kyla's gonna be my guinea pig, or my taste tester, for this first run here of golden fryers. It looks great, and you'll notice on the plate here, we've got collard greens straight off the homestead, deviled eggs that Lisa made this morning, straight off the homestead, including the mayonnaise because we make it ourselves, and our golden fryers. So I'm gonna put the camera on Kyla, and we'll get an opinion on this fried chicken, because she's a fried chicken connoisseur, y'all.
That is true. All right, let's see how it is. Mm-hmm. 10 out of 10. Yeah.
Can you taste the buttermilk that I used, my homemade buttermilk?
Yeah.
Let's see the chicken. Is it really dark? That should be. Yeah, that's the that's a leg. I hear that crunch.
Mm-hmm.
That looks good. All right, I'm going for one of these dainty little legs too, y'all. That's fitting. That is fitting. Y'all, I've been eating fried chicken my whole life, since I had teeth. And that's some of the best fried chicken I've ever had. I'm not just telling you that because we grew it out here. We raised it. That's better than those Rangers fried up. Tender, tasty. You can't beat it, y'all. Y'all, we're gonna go eat our lunch. Lisa, say a little prayer for her. She's been under the weather for a few days, but she got some deviled eggs made and been working on some blueberry syrup this morning too. But she's kind of feeling a little bit rough under the weather, so hopefully she'll feel better in a couple of days and get back on the camera with me. But we're gonna go eat some fried chicken. And then we'll come back a little bit later and show you how to make homemade tortillas. Flour tortillas, not the crunchy ones, the flour tortillas. And we'll shred that deer that Kylie was able to get this winter. It's been in the oven all day. And we're going to make a homemade chipotle sauce and show you these soft tacos. And I think you'll like those too, guys. All right, y'all, I'm going to show you how I'm laughing because I got a pair of shorts on. And it's too hot outside, y'all. Thunderhead's rolling up, which we need some rain bad. We've had a half-inch rain in, golly, maybe a month. It's been hard gardening conditions. But I said, don't film my legs. Just shoot me from here up. So anyways, we were picking about that. Making tortillas, fresh tortillas. Obviously, I am 100% American. So I have no roots in making tortillas, but we like tortillas. And so when we like things, we figure out how to make them. I take all-purpose flour, and y'all, I'm making quite a few because I'm hoping that we can use some of them for breakfast as well. We like to wrap eggs and sausage and stuff up in them. But I'll sift them, all-purpose flour, and I'd guess that's probably, what'd you say it is, about 2.5 cups?
Yeah.
About 2.5 cups probably. I eyeball everything, y'all, if you hadn't noticed yet. And I've said that we don't keep a lot of hog lard. Well, this is one of those things that biscuits and tortillas work out best with hog lard. And I don't think I have quite enough hog lard here. But y'all can see that nice white pretty lard. That is the best stuff that you can bake with. And this isn't really baking. Well, I guess it is. Cooking it on top of the stove. It's getting hot. It's baking it up. But I know I'm going to substitute some Crisco here. Because y'all, I like it too. I like Crisco just fine. It's not as good as hog lard. But honestly, it doesn't hurt my stomach like hog lard if I eat too much of that stuff. But that's probably going to be enough. You can see how much I got in here. What do you guess that is? About a half cup, maybe?
Probably a little over 1/4 cup.
Close to it. And then all I do, y'all, you can take a pastry blender or a fork. I just take a fork. Got a pastry blender, but I just cut all that fat in. And this takes a few minutes. You just want to get it looking kind of like biscuit dough, where it's nice and crumbly. And let me add a little salt. I always throw a little salt in it as well. Yeah, I don't know if I said it, but I sifted that flour too. It just seems to make it work better. I've done it both ways. But once you get your fat cut in, then we're going to take some cold water and form it into an extremely dry dough where it just hold together. A little bit less than a biscuit dough. Alright, after you get it cut in, take cold water. And I just start adding a little bit at a time, using my fork and going around here. Can you see that? Going around and incorporating it. And all you're looking is for it to come together. That's why you just put a little bit at a time. That way you don't end up with just a big globby mess. And this may not be how it's traditionally done. I'm sure it's not. But this is how we do it here at the Pineywoodshomestead. Alright, that's going to be enough water. I do believe. Alright, after you've got your water in there, come in here. Can you see me? Come in here. And I don't know if you need to do this, but I do it. It seems to make better tortillas. I need it just a little bit. You can see that's pretty dry. It's not sticking to my hands at all. If it's sticking to your hands, throw a little more flour to it. And I just knead it for a couple of minutes. Not even a couple of minutes. Just a couple of turns here. You're seeing it in real time, so if you want to try this at home, this is how I'll do it. Now, I take my little flour, throw it on this little board here. And I get me a pinch, because I'm not making real big tortillas here. I got pretty big hands, but I'd say that's probably a ping pong ball size. Roll it around a little bit. Get flour on both sides. And then I take this little roller, because we don't have a tortilla press, because it's not something we make all the time. And I get it rolled out pretty thin. Keep the flour down there so it don't stick. Move that bowl there. All right, that's pretty thin. Now we get the fire going. I've got a, that's not a cast iron pot, it's, what do you call that thing?
Oh goodness.
It's metal, it's from Lodge. Cast something.
No.
It's some kind of steel pan. Carbon steel.
There
That's
we go.
it. Carbon steel. And it works similar to a cast iron pan, but it gets hot a lot quicker and it's a whole lot lighter, y'all. And you season it kind of the same way. But just let it get hot and you want it dry. Don't put no oil down there. We're not frying bread. We're baking bread, I guess.
It's considered dry frying.
Dry frying.
Yes.
That's something new. That's something I've learned. I've been doing it all this time. Didn't know what it was, but dry frying. So we'll let this get hot. And it's hot now. Don't take but a second. And if you've put enough flour down, your tortilla will roll right off of there. And then you come over here and you put it down. It's nice and flat. And I use same little tool that I was out there checking my oil for frying. That's why I keep it in here. And you'll see this bread bubble up here in places it don't take long, just a minute or two. And then we will flip it over and they get done really fast, and then just keep them on the back of the stove here where it's warm.
And you can see them starting to bubble.
Yep, you can see the bubbles starting to form. All right, once you see these good bubbles, you see that? It's ready to flip. So I just get my little tool up under there and give it a flip. And it'll take just a couple more minutes on there, and I'll slide it off onto my plate over here that's on the oven that's on warm. And it'll keep my tortillas nice and warm. And then we'll shred up this deer meat from the shoulder in here, y'all. It smells really good, all those spices we put on it. And then we'll put together one of these and let Kyla do another taste test and see what she thinks. I made some homemade chipotle sauce, and I'll share that to you in a minute and explain to you what that is, but it goes pretty good with this, y'all. All right, this shoulder roast off the deer that Kyla got this past winter has been cooking for 9 hours, so let's take a look. And that looks pretty good. Now, guys, the way that I did that was all I did was thawed that roast out over the past couple of days in the fridge. I put maybe a cup and a half of our homemade chicken stock in the bottom of the pot, and then put the shoulder roast in there and seasoned it up with all those different Mexican type spices. And then just let it cook at 220 for 9 hours. And so now it should come right apart. And it is. And all you have to do is go through here and shred it. And you can do this with a beef roast. But like I said, we try to eat everything that we produce right here from the homestead. And that includes a whole lot of deer meat for our red meat supply for the most part. But I'll finish shredding this up, and then we'll make up a taco and let Kyla taste test again. I'm not sure how she'll like the chipotle sauce. Here's the chipotle sauce right here. That is half sour cream, half homemade mayo, chipotle seasoning, the dry seasoning. You can use the chipotle peppers in the can. That's even better, but we didn't have any of those, so we used the seasoning. A little bit of sugar and some lemon juice, and just mix it all together. And y'all, it makes a really good sauce to put on these. It's spicy. Oh, and I think I put a touch of sriracha in there too. But it's really good. And we've got kohlrabi, pickled kohlrabi in the jar here that Lisa had done.
Yeah, I think that's our last jar.
No, there's one more in there, I think.
There?
And I wish we had 24 jars of that. But yeah, we've eaten a lot of kohlrabi, y'all, and that's my favorite way to have it. I could eat a whole jar snacking on it. But we'll finish getting this done, and we'll put together a taco and let Kyla try it out. All right, we'll take one of these fresh tortillas, and that's how they come out. They're pretty thin and pliable. And let me grab a fork. And we'll take some of this shredded venison. And y'all, this looks pretty doggone good. Looks real good, actually. A few of these fresh grape tomatoes from the garden. Some fresh onion.
You know Kyla's not going to eat that onion on there.
Now, Kyla's not eating this one.
Okay.
This one's mine. But I'm going to bring her in here too. The homemade chipotle sauce. And that's just pretty hot. I don't know if you consider this a taco or burrito, but
It's a soft taco.
let me have a taste and see how it is. Trying to get it down. It's really good. That's just as good as anything you'll get at the Mexican restaurant. And probably a whole lot cleaner than any restaurant. Not just the Mexican ones. Any of them. And I've been in plenty of them back kitchens, so I know, at least around here, who's clean and who's not. But y'all, that's really good. Really good. Now we'll make one for Kyla and let her try it. All right, let's see how Kyla likes it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
Can't really speak with all that food chewing, but what do you think?
It's good.
How's it feel to know that you provided that deer that's been feeding us for quite a while?
Pretty good, pretty good.
All right, y'all, thanks for hanging out with us at the Pineywood's Homestead as we fried up one of those golden fryers, and let me tell you, that's some pretty doggone good fried chicken in it.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty doggone good. Actually, it's the best I think I've ever had. Fortunately, my granny didn't hear that because she had pretty good fried chicken too, both of them. Anyways, and my mama, you got great fried chicken. But this is really good fried chicken too, mama. Anyways, and we cooked up some tacos out of a deer shoulder and made some homemade tortillas. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us at the Pineywood's Homestead as we did a little bit of cooking today. Hit that old thumbs up, man. That helps out a whole lot. Share these videos with your friends and neighbors. That'd help us grow this channel and just be a blessing to more people that way, hopefully. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th.